for this article I've supplied all of the copy. And hopefully you've noticed that this is a article about plastics and plastics in the ocean and plastic waste. Obviously you don't need to read this if you want to. This is actually a truncated article that I just got on a Creative Commons site, something that is where I'm allowed to share. But it's actually only about half the article. The full article will be about 12 pages, so I didn't want to make you design that many spreads and that many pages. So I've just kind of edited and taken chunks of paragraphs out. But why I'm bringing this to your attention is that you are obviously fine. It's totally fine for you to use different images that I have here. Now, you will have the images on the course page. I've just downloaded everything here now, so I'm not going to go back, like I said, go back to the course page. But you're going to have these ones available to you. But you feel free to do Google or Getty searches. These are from Pexel, so they don't have that watermark, which is always very nice. But if you want to use other images, by all means, do Creative Commons or a stock image site or stock image search or a Pexel search and find other images that you want to use. So I'm just going to base this upon what I have here. So because it's going to take me, otherwise it's going to take me a bit too long, and I just want to kind of demonstrate this so I'm not taking up too much of your time. So we're just going to start adding some images. Let me just double check that I have this kind of all set up. So we're going to start adding some images, and we're actually going to start doing this thing called object styles. And this is something that I just learned recently, and that is really going to make your workflow much easier, and it's going to make everything kind of flow and be automated, and it's going to just make your whole kind of layout and your process but easier. So object styles, just like paragraph styles, there are different types of styles. Now, styles are all available under the style window, and you'll see that there's one called object styles. We've used character and paragraph styles so far. I've never used a table styles. Table styles would obviously, if you were setting up a chart, that would be something, and I don't know what a cell style is. I'll have to research that. But object styles are fun and funky ways of automatically adding elements and effects and things like text wraps and a whole bunch of fun things automatically to whatever element on the page that we're using. We're going to add them to the images, and we're just going to add text wraps, and I think that's it. We're going to just do a text wrap style. Oh yeah, and the fit to proportion. So fitting styles as well. So in the past we've been always going object fitting, fill frame proportionally. Well, now we're just going to automate that process using a style, and it's going to be so much fun. So I'm going to just set the object style up by just adding one single image, and look, I did it again. I have that in the right layer. So I'm just going to add one image. You obviously need to download the images or find them on your own. You can, like I said, use the ones that I have. And you're just going to start working with images, however you end up obtaining them. So I'm just going to go File, Place, and I'm going to locate that where did I put it now? Hopefully it's on my desktop because I've forgotten where it is. There we go. So I just have it in the Package InDesign file. You'll locate it wherever you have it located. So that is a big image, and it is a nice pixel image. So when I click on that little bullseye, and I zoom out, you can see that I have a massive image. So, and it's nice big resolution. So if I go, I don't have the links window open here. If I go into my links window, you can see that there's that file information, that it's 72 DPI because it's just being placed at the resolution that I downloaded it. Actually, I'm going to just move this over here because it's something that I kind of want all the time, and I just realized these are also not in the greatest order, but there you go. Links. Okay, back to links. So it's full. This is 100% enlargement. So I have, it's the PPI is 72 because it's just a downloaded image from the internet or pixels. I haven't changed it or changed the resolution in Photoshop, so it's going to always be 72. But as soon as I decrease the size of it, the effective PPI is going to enlarge. So I'm going to go just like we've done in the past. Object, fitting, fill frame proportionately, and as soon as I do that, you can see the effective PPI is now 279. So it's not quite full res, but it's going to be okay for our purposes. Now, when you are working in the real world, you need to make sure that your actual PPI is always 300. So you're going to have to be opening up images in Photoshop and changing that to 300 DPI. But we're just going to keep it as is for now. And then we are going to, just start going into our object style. And like I said, I just started doing this, so I'm not totally, you'll have to kind of just bear with me as I kind of clunk my way through. So window and styles, I don't have it selected. So get that style over here, and I'll just kind of shoot it over here. So object style. So just like we've done in the past with the paragraph style, we're going to create a new one here or create a new one using the hamburger. And I'm going to call this, see, this is a very kind of maybe a bit of a scary pop-up window, but don't fret. We don't have to know too much about it, but it is pretty exciting because we have the capability now to automatically generate effects and text frames and fitting and all this amazing thing that we want to do to this object. But all we're going to do for this one is we're going to make sure we have a text wrap and the fitting object and the auto fit and the stroke. So a few things here. So thing we're going to do, we're going to name it. Let's name it first of all. Let's just call it our image fitting. So that is called image fitting. Just copy and pasted that. I'm going to make sure the stroke is off. Yeah, I don't have a stroke here. So go into stroke and make sure that there's none. If for whatever reason you have a stroke or even a fill, just make sure that it's none, none, none. So just you can click on these and you can see what these do. You don't have to do anything. Just if you just select them, you can kind of you can have them active. So just make sure there's no stroke. And then we want to have the text wrap. So the text wrap and other is going to be down here. There it is, text wrap and other. And we want it to have a text wrap around the bounding box. So if you remember, text wraps are that ability to move elements away from the image automatically. So for instance, if we have text and image right up, they're not next to each other, they're not going to be overlapping, or they're not going to be very, very close. I'm sorry, I didn't turn off my notifications. So we're going to have that text wrap icon, but you always add to have some values in those fields. Otherwise, the text will just be right up against it, and there won't actually be any text wrap actually happening. So you have to add some values. So I'm going to keep that linked, and I'm just going to copy and paste that 11 point, and that is based upon our letting. And then we are going to do the automatic fitting. So that is, where is that? Let me just triple check. Frame fitting options, yes. And so select that and then click on it. And this is going to be an auto fit, so we don't have to go fitting fit frame proportionally ever again. We're just going to fit content, what is it? Fit frame proportionally. Fill frame proportionally. So fill frame proportionally is an auto fit. So every time we resize an image frame, it's going to automatically fit it and proportionally all the time. It's so cool. So image fitting, fill frame fitting options, auto fit, fill frame proportionally, and then the text wrap, we're going to click on that wrap around bounding box, add that 11 point there to the value fields, and then just make sure you don't have a stroke. And let's just do OK. So now I'll just show you this in action. If I add another image here, So file place. Open that, and I go image fitting. Voila! It image resizes it proportionally, and no matter what size I have that frame at, it's going to automatically resize, automatically fit, automatically, and then if I have some text around it, so even if I have a text box right close to it, let's add some text. I have, oh, I didn't have, oh, it's not doing it. So you see that little X next to it, that means there's a problem. So whenever we see a problem like that, all we have to do is select it again, make sure I want to get that X to disappear. So I'm going to use the drop down, and I'm going to go, I think I just do clear overrides. No, let's try the other one. Yeah, no, what's happening here? Right click. Let's do a right click because that's something I'm more comfortable with. Clear overrides. Oh, what's happening here? Apply style, clear all. Excuse me, apply style, clear all. And that, no, it's still not. What's going on here? Oh, I have something, the wrong thing selected. I'm sorry. That's what I want to have selected. So yeah, I had some other frame selected. I apologize. So now you can see that image text wrap is being applied, and that it's automatically jumping or bumping that text frame away from it. So we want to, I didn't actually apply the style yet, so this is the image that I have here on the first spread, and I'm just going to apply that, and it's not, yeah, no problem. So then you can see that green bounding box now, that is the text, the text wrap, and then if I resize any of it, will automatically regenerate and reproportionate, which is fantastic. So image frame, go through all of these steps, and then we're always going to apply that object style of that image fitting to any of the images now that we're going to be adding to this document. So I'll take you through that as we go along as well.